Cthulhu Jack.
I first want to thank you all for sending in your selections this year. It has been a hoot. So to wrap out our first annual Halloween season fan pick, this was a toughie, but old Jack here is up for the challenge. From Chefzilla 314, he picked two top-tier choices. It was a split for me, so I went with the one that I wasn't too keen on the first time I viewed it. I'm talking about Trick or Treat from 2007. On this second spin around the block, working off my sugar high,
Didn't you get one?
what I think bothered me the first time, and this time as well until the story gets moving,
Babe, let's just take all this crap down. It looks like a crime scene.
is frankly how much of a pill and off-putting Emma was. I think it was more of her actions didn't seem to jive with what someone would actually do.
And besides, my mom is coming in the morning. She'll have an aneurysm if she sees this place.
Really?
Grousing about Halloween, I totally understand. But wanting to clean up the yard at 9 p.m. just came across too forced. Meanwhile, as hubby is passed out while watching some Skin is pretty comical. Once his batteries are back to full power, he finds wifey who's become part of their attraction. Doing some digging afterwards, I found this. Editing the film was described as, quote, a brutal process and hell. The only sequence that plays straight through is Krieg's demise at the end. His sentence intrigued me further as I wrote this. I'm also reminded of all the little details I caught this time around. From Emma sucking on the same pumpkin lolly as we find later was supposed to end Mr. Krieg, each story does a wonderful job connecting one to the other.
I'm not in the mood, so just come on out.
As later we see the wolf pack exiting the costume shop, who end up bumping into our first couple right before Emma's demise. Even before that, you can spot a familiar fanged image of a character who appears later on, who ends up receiving his just desserts in the end.
Scary faces.
This weaves us into Charlie, who decides to make a rookie mistake on his principal's doorstep.
Believe it or not, I was just like you when I was a kid.
What a wickedly funny segment that had totally escaped me. Once the principal makes it out to the backyard, nothing goes as planned and frankly becomes even more comical as his son lets it be known he's back.
Daddy! I'm back from trick-or-treating!
Billy.
Further aggravation when his neighbor, Mr. Krieg, the elder bus driver who comes into play later, has his pup Spite, raising more attention to Principal Stevens' current backyard project. Not having the typical juxtaposition of these scenes happening when they do originally in the story is fun. Back inside, the relationship between father and son leads the audience to believe something even more nefarious is afoot. And it is, but not in the sense one would think.
Let's carve a scary face this time.
The added candy corn is young Henry in the end sitting on the stoop, dressed in a miniature version of his dad's kill outfit. From here we follow Macy and her pumpkin posse collecting up 8 jack-o'-lanterns to pay tribute to the perished souls of the
This is where that school...
Shut up, Sarah.
Halloween school bus massacre.
For all we know, it's still down there.
I had a good time with this story. After Macy and company fall victim to their own shenanigans, having the last witchy laugh,
Wanda, open the gate!
Listen, please, open the gate!
we round back to Lori. At first we're led to believe she's scoping out participants for her first date. Instead, she's on the hunt for bagging her first kill. When Principal Steven, who's dressed as a vampire, takes a bite out of our hooded heroine,
Mom always said she was the runt of the litter.
it's revealed moments later when he's dropped into a howling bonfire party, he's become one of the main courses. The transformation sequences here are quite revealing. This lands us on the doorstep of a broken and wheezing Mr. Krieg, not a big lover of Sam Hain, let alone our pint-sized mutant pumpkin patch kid, Sam. Once the old geezer thinks he's squashed his foe, horror movie dictates, nah, a last-minute reach for some chocolate goodness spares his life. One of my favorite Halloween subgenres is the neighborhood adventures.
Trick-or-treat!
I'll be adding this one for my yearly list to watch for sure. Until next time.
Charlie Brown's an asshole!
Billy Wilkins.
Thank you to our YouTube members and everyone out there for your continued support. And Hail Cthulhu!